Good morning, everyone. It's May 14th, 2019. I'm Eric. I'm here at DC Dirty Laundry. NXIVM whistleblower claims Hillary, Schumer, Gillibrand, and others are involved in human trafficking, sex slavery, and Satanism. This comes from Ethan Huff. And I've covered Ethan's stuff before. He does some pretty good writing. Alright, I don't have much time this morning, but what time I do have, I'd like to spend with you guys. Before I get started, please do give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share, have Discord and PayPal links below. Editor's note. Remember former Clinton associate Larry Nichols? He tried to tell America for years about the dark side of the Clintons. The media quickly squashes everything that comes from his mouth and spins him as crazy. He may not be the most sane person in America, but he has revealed plenty about the Clintons that never made it outside of all the news circles. Maybe someone will listen to the latest whistleblower, but I sincerely doubt it. With power comes protection. And I've said all along that, the Clintons are the equivalent to royalty here in America, and nothing will ever happen to these people. At least not through government. And this was originally posted at Natural News. A former publicist for the infamous sex cult NXIVM has come forward as a whistleblower to tell all that he knows about the evils he witnessed while working for the group, and perhaps more importantly, to reveal the identities of some of the corrupt politicians who were also involved. And don't be surprised if if another Clinton associate ends up, missing. During an exclusive interview on the campaign show with Patrick Hawley, which airs on Patriot Soapbox, Frank Parlato discussed the trial of Keith Raniere, NXIVM's cult leader and top dog. Parlato also talked about how Raniere and other NXIVM leaders, or other NXIVM leadership, were very closely aligned with Hillary Clinton, having given illegally bundled money to, quote, big league politics in her 2008 presidential campaign. So it wasn't in the 2016 campaign. According to Parlato, NXIVM routinely trafficked in teenage girls from Mexico, who were then turned into sex slaves and physically branded on their bodies with Raniere's initials. And unbeknownst to millions of Americans, are the many mainstream politicians who, at very least, appear to have known that this was going on, and some of whom may have also been perpetrators themselves. It turns out that Democrat Senator for New York and 2020 presidential contender Kristen Gillibrand has been called out for her close family ties to the NXIVM sex cult. Gillibrand's father and stepmother, who are second cousins, were both heavily involved with NXIVM before they married. Gillibrand's father, Doug Rutnick, is also a former employee of NXIVM. Wow. Her mother, or her father and stepmother, are second cousins. According to Big League Politics, Gillibrand's father functioned as a broker between Raniere, NXIVM's leader, and then New York Attorney General Elliot Spitzer, who has been working at the time to resolve Rainier's financial problems with the state. This according to Joseph O'Hara, another ex-employee at NXIVM turned whistleblower. Bill Clinton's close friend Richard Mays got hooked on the NXIVM sex cult whistleblower say. Yeah, you know what? My mom's maiden name is Mays. Nancy Salzman, president of NXIVM, apparently acted as a personal guru for Gillibrand's stepmother, Gwen Belcourt, who said to have gotten hooked on the cult, along with Richard Mays, a close friend of former President Bill Clinton. New York Senator Chuck Schumer also said to have been connected to NXIVM, as the sex cult reportedly viewed him as a friendly Democrat ally, according to Parlato. Be sure to check out the full discussion between Frank Parlato and Patrick Howley on YouTube. I will leave the link to this article at the bottom of the description box. In a nutshell, NXIVM has closely linked with Gillibrand and her family, the Clintons, and presumably many other deep state politicians, many of whom identify as Democrats, and all of whom would appear to have given cover for untold wickedness that it propagated against innocent human beings. As you may recall, NXIVM is the sex cult that recruited Smallville star Allison Mack into its ranks, only to eventually turn her into one of its leaders to recruit other young women, and possibly young men, to become the next generation of sex slaves. In quotes, at the time I worked for them, I thought they were a little peculiar, Parlato maintains. But it wasn't until the end that I realized they were downright evil. You could read full copies of the court documents outlining NXIVM's lawsuit against Rudnick, which Parlato shared with Big League Politics at this link. In quotes again, there are women on the record who are now adults who have accused Rainier of statutory rape. There are some very suspicious incidents where Mexican girls came under the perimeters of Rainier's control and left under suspicious circumstances, Parlato adds. They came from Chilahanu, Mexico. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I reported this to the authorities. Watch for the upcoming website satanism.news for more reporting on the satanic worship by global elites. I mean, these are people that our current president called wonderful people. You know, the Clintons. I gotta wonder how many of these people are connected to him. How about you? Since this is only gone for 9 minutes, I have another one I'm going to cover here. And again, this link will be at the bottom of the description box. No. Vatican wishes happy Ramadan to those who continue to slaughter Christians. This is from Pamela Geller. And I'm only going to hit the first couple paragraphs, and this link will be at the bottom of the description box as well. Okay, editor's note. I grew up Catholic and actually attended a Catholic high school, seminary for 3 years. This is not a Catholic pope. He is trying to destroy the church. What devious plan might follow is anyone's guess, but it surely looks like Armageddon is upon us. Dean Garrison. Why doesn't he speak in defense of his flock? Outreach is all well and good, but Ramadan is the season of jihad, pure terror for non-Muslims living in Muslim countries. I mean, look at that shit. Look at that shit. Both of those dudes should be ashamed of themselves, kissing each other like that. Okay. The month of Ramadan, which began this year on May 5th, is a month for strengthening the spiritual bonds we share in Muslim-Christian friendship, reads the message from the Vatican's Office of Interreligious Dialogue, bearing the title Christians and Muslims, Promoting Universal Fraternity. We Muslims and Christians are called upon are called to open ourselves to others, knowing and recognizing them as brothers and sisters, the text states. In this way, we can tear down walls raised out of fear and ignorance and seek together to build bridges of friendship that are fundamental for the good of all of humanity. We thus cultivate in our families and in our political, civil, and religious institutions a new way of life where violence is rejected, unless, of course, you're a Muslim, and the human person respected. Right. Reads the message, which bears the signature of Bishop Miguel Angel. I can't even pronounce the rest of it, but he is the secretary of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue. So, these people have been slaughtering Christians all across the Middle East, and yet this POS is there swapping spit with them, and how disgusting. Most of you know I'm not a Christian, but I find the persecution of all religious groups fucking backwards. So, this is the Pope's attempt to create that one world religion. I keep telling you, the New World Order has already been here and gone. We are now looking at the one world order, where we will eventually have one ruler, and that's not going to be a very pleasant thing at all. And I venture to say that this will be after the Great Culling. But then again, what do I know? Anyway, I thought I'd share these two things with you. Hope everyone has a great day. Until next time, kill the state before the state kills you.